What's going on, YouTube? Just wanted to show little improvements I've been making to my greenhouse here. We're on the back wall here, as you can see. Got myself a couple windows, some writing on there. Got a little lock on here, a latch, or I guess it's a latch up here. A little lock down there. I've also screwed in these little makeshift, whatever they're called, window holder openers, and so they're pretty nice. I left the original, smack my head on this thing, I left the original, well, greenhouse material, whatever, on here so that I can close them in case of a hurricane. Like I said, I screwed these things in, so all I have to do is remove those two screws. These will flip up, because as you can see, they're kind of hinged right there. They'll flip right back up into the window. I can put it down and latch it, and it'll be ready for a hurricane. Also, on the inside here, I put screen, so I don't really have to worry about insects that I don't want coming in. Well, that also keeps the ones I want to come in out, but we'll deal with that later. This one was the second window I made. Obviously, they're different sizes. They were not planned or anything like that. I just made them. I made a frame on the inside here, and it's just a square frame, and then I made another square frame smaller for the window. I didn't have any hinges, so I used a screw. Both of these are the same. Same thing right here, screwed it in at the bottom. They can flip up. This one just needs a latch. Probably one right over here would be good. But with this one, like I said, I made this one better because I left a lot of overhang. And especially up here. This ripped right here, but you know, a bunch of overhang here. That way for you know, rain and stuff like that. This one is actually just connected right to it. Also had got some tape there. That's duct tape, real duct tape that you seal your ductwork with. And I had to put that in there because I had a gigantic rip. So I went ahead and put that on there. That rip was in there before I did all of this. Now that I've installed it like that, I'm thinking about putting a furring strip up on there, just like right here on the bottom. That way I can hold down the plastic much better. Alright, let's move on. Right over here, I went ahead and removed an entire section here. And as you can see, I just added a board right here. Stapled it on in. I need a furring strip for the top there, and then I need a furring strip for this whole screen area right there, as well as right down here and along the bottom, because I just rolled it right up and used some clamps to hold it shut there, so it's still there. I didn't really cut it out, so again, in case of a hurricane or something like that, I can go ahead and seal this thing up a little bit. Not sure how this is going to fare a hurricane, but we will find out when that happens. Right next to it, if you've been listening to me for a while, rambling, good for you and thank you. But I've got my gutter. These are just a couple extra that I had here. Like I said, I've been talking about this for quite a long time, so I'm going to get this done sometime, and I'm going to attach it right up here along there. That way I have a gutter system, so when it rains, I can go ahead and, now that this is open, I can do this. Right back here somewhere, I'm thinking like maybe in this corner, throwing some sort of reservoir tank. That way it can drain right into that, and I will have a supply of rainwater. Alright, what else? This isn't looking all that bad. But right over here, the door, I did the exact same thing. Peeled everything right on back. Just kind of rolled it up and clamped it right here. That way it's ready, but I've got an entire door here that's now a screen door. Right over here, the exact same thing. Rolled that stuff right on up like that. And if I ever need to seal it up, like wintertime really is what I'm thinking about, but I don't know how long this thing's really gonna make it. Because right in here at the top, you can see, got some more tape. Got a gigantic split right there. I actually, because of this support right over here, right there, I actually laid a extension ladder right up here on this support and laid on the roof. Scared the crap out of me. Just to put the tape on the top side there. I did that, and actually you can see right there where the tape is different. That's because that's the end of my tape on the roof, and I didn't get back up there to put more tape up once I had another rip. Had another rip right up here, and it kind of went over the side there. Did the exact same thing, but that one I could reach, so I doubled up on it. You can see, excuse me, there is another piece of tape right there. Went ahead and threw that up there. There's another one right there underneath that board, which is kind of like my top support there. But more importantly than that, this is what I'm pretty excited about. This is now my whole greenhouse disconnect. I ran a brand new power line right here from the breaker. It's now running off of a 15 amp breaker, dedicated breaker just for this greenhouse. All power comes right into here first. Well, wait, let me back up. It comes off of a 15 amp breaker and goes to a receptacle style GFI. I don't like them and I don't recommend them. I just didn't want to throw the extra money right this second for a GFCI breaker. I highly recommend a GFCI breaker. They're way better than a GFCI outlet. A GFCI outlet, it can fail on, which means you have power but you're not GFCI protected, whereas a breaker will always fail off. And you know, it's an inconvenience because it won't turn back on, but it's nice because you won't get electrocuted. So I highly recommend with a breaker, which I will be doing in the future, and removing the GFCI outlet, which is in the garage. I'll show you that in a minute. And but main power, it's buried, well, it's not buried yet, but it's underground wire, and I've got it coming straight up here. I need to wire it right up here, or staple it right to the side here, just for securing purposes. Main power, like I said, comes into this electrical disconnect box, so if I ever need to, I can just pull this disconnect and powers off to the entire place. Comes out of here, goes to here, and it powers these outlets. Power jumps off of that and goes to this switch, which now, you follow that wire down and over, now this sucker is hardwired right on in. So, at a moment's notice, if I need to, I don't know why I would need to, but I can go ahead and turn that thing off. But it now has a switch. Like I said, I've got my outlets, which is powering my exhaust fan over here. I've got another electrical line coming out, and it comes up and over, up here, down and around, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it follows all the way around back here until we get to another outlet, which is powering my fans over here. And then it comes down, and we've got a junction box. I left this open so I could show. I've just got a couple wires in there, and that supplies power down and over underneath all this stuff, and right over here to the back wall where I've got an outlet, and that's powering my fan in front of the windows here, like you can see. And if we follow this the other way, we've got power coming off, and it goes down underneath here, comes back up over here to my, what used to be my main receptacle box here. The disconnect doesn't do anything. Power comes in. I've got it jumped out as well with this line over here, which comes down underneath, right next to the reservoir tank, and that's where I've got an outlet for my pump. So whenever I need to empty this reservoir, I've got an outlet right there, and if I ever decide to put a window close by, I've got an outlet already ready for a fan. I know these aren't waterproof covers. I plan to get some in the future, but for right now, I'm not that worried about it. If we get some kind of big enough storm where the roof gets ripped off, I think that waterproof covers are the least of my worries. I'm pretty sure if the roof gets ripped off, it's going to trip the breaker no matter what. But right back in here, you can see I used to have two pumps going. What was it? Two pumps, or two air pumps, and one of these, and then my lava rock aquaponic garden was powered off of one of them. Now it is right here. It goes down there underneath the air pump there, back up underneath here, and it comes right up to here. And we got another 4-gang, and that's it. Got all of this thing now completely on its own breaker, and it's all independent. So now all these extension cords that I've been having everywhere, I've got 3 in total, 2 like this and 1 which is a 10 gauge. 10 gauge. Gigantic freaking thing, and it's like 50 feet or something like that. As you can see, it's all jumbled up in here. Now I can finally get that stuff out of here, and I will no longer need it. The other extension cord, I'm not exactly sure where that is. That's another one there. I think it comes in right underneath here, right down there somewhere. But I can finally remove that guy, and that's about it for that. So I guess I'll go inside and show you the breaker panel and how I did that. Alright, now we're inside the garage here, and this line right here is my line coming in from the greenhouse. There's my GFCI outlet, which I'm temporarily using. That's why I didn't even bother throwing it back in. It's kind of no point. It's going to be removed anyways. It's probably just going to become an outlet here. It comes up, hops into the breaker panel here, and neutrals go to the right side because that's the only place I had room. And yes, my breaker panel is not updated. My neutrals and grounds are not separated. This is still the old school. One day we will get that all fixed, but for right now, nope. So what I did was, as you can see, I've got a ton of breakers in here and not a lot of room. So what I did was right up here at the very top where I had a 15 right below it, I had another 15 right here. So I removed that and threw in a double 15 and combined the top, which was the east bedroom and the master bedroom. Now they're both on this one that my finger's on. So now we have the master bedroom and the east bedroom here. And then this one right here is my new line going straight into that breaker, which is the greenhouse. Like I said, it's not GFCI protected, but I'm already ready with, I can hear the chickens going nuts in the background. I'm already ready with an entire breaker here where I can remove that and put in a GFCI protected one. I've already priced it, got it ready to go, and that should be my next purchase. So, like I said, this thing's only temporary. I hate using these things. And that's not even from an electrician standpoint. I'm just talking about from a pool guy standpoint. Every pool guy that I've met tells you never to trust one of these things. You can use them, but never trust them. Anything you're going to use, your pool, trash pump, your sump pump, anything like that that's going into the water or is coming in contact with water, they advise you to use an external GFCI, which is like a little extension cord with a GFCI on it. And they fail off, they don't fail on. So that's where I got all that from. So if you are using a GFCI outlet like this, I'd highly encourage you to find out, well, first off, just get an electrician to do it, but have them find out where the line goes to on the main breaker and replace your breaker with a GFCI. That way you're nice and protected, and so are your fish, and heck, probably even your plants. I don't know. Maybe they can take shock. I don't know. They take transplant shock pretty good. Anyway, it's a quick look around my greenhouse and the additions that I've done to it. And I'm sure there's going to be many more to come, but this is just what I got done so far. So, with that, I will leave you. Later.